has been made in Canadian basketball. One hand down, all over the defense.
One-hand cockback.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet, putting a man in the rim. Ain't that awesome? Oh my Lord!
Welcome to the NPA on NPH.
Welcome back to Ottawa, Ontario. You're taking a look at Rothesay Netherwood.
All right, let's go, guys.
Tough loss yesterday for him. Shaheem Malcolm came off the bench in that game on disciplinary reasons. Head coach Damien Gay took away his starting spot simply because he overslept a practice, got to hold everybody accountable, and Malcolm is now back in the starting lineup despite coming off the bench yesterday. Finished with 15 points, 8 rebounds, 8 steals. Kellen Tynes, a new addition to this RNS squad, also in the starting lineup. The young gun yesterday, 11, 8, and 8. So those are going to be 2 players to watch as they take on Crestwood Preparatory, coached by Ro Russell. Right off the beginning, Kellen Tynes coming through with the block. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabet as always.
Jacoby Neath, that's the guy I'm looking at right now. Been waiting to evaluate this guy, to reevaluate for a while. Next level ready body, skill set at the PG spot, very athletic. His stuff translates immediately to the next level.
A lot of size on this Crestwood squad.
And Shaheem Malcolm last night flirted with a triple-double in the steals category.
15, 8, and 8.
Hands in the passing lanes. Look how active he is, just not letting anything for free.
Kellen Tynes bringing down the rebound for the Riverhawks to Malcolm into the corner. 3-ball is good. Some ball movement resulting in a Lion McLean hit from downtown, their 3-point specialist. Shaheem Malcolm active with the arms.
And yesterday we talked about the international flavor in this league. Franco Miller, who's number 12 on your screen, also from the Bahamas, just like Sammy Hunter of British Columbia. There's Franco Miller right now setting up the offense for Crestwood.
The shoulders on that kid right there. Crestwood in the white with blue. We've seen with both of the East Coast squads in the NPA really hanging their hat on their defense. I see a lot of teams getting pumped up and excited due to offensive action. But both these East Coast squads, they get up and cheer their teams on the defensive possessions. Shot clock about to expire. Pull-up 3, Franco Miller. 2 guys down on the other end. Transition offense is strong. Ben Dowell, who pitched a shutout yesterday, didn't find the score sheet, already got 2 today. Miller stepped out of bounds.
That's that negative step we talked about yesterday. When you find yourself that close to the sideline, you got to have some better court awareness.
Sutherland, you just knew that ball was going to get blocked. Luis Pacheco back the other way, dropping off for 2. Somachi Agbapu. And he goes back with another. And stepping in for another steal. Ooh, that could have been nasty. Luis Pacheco. We got a timeout. Early timeout for the Riverhawks. 7:56 to go in the first. We'll be back to the nation's capital.
History has been made in Canadian basketball.
From the Maritimes to the nation's capital.
I just like the sound.
Brady Cancun, my goodness.
To the 6.
Oh, big block there
To the prairies.
by Jashawn Henry.
All the way to British Columbia. This is the NPA.
One hand down, all over the defense. My Lord, goodness gracious. Campbell with the facial. Oh, E-man, defense to offense.
Cummins, that is
No
not
way,
the guy.
no way.
Cummins. What's the foul?
Got the answer. Wow, that's another good one. There it is. Sammy Hunter. And that was it. Oh my Lord.
And look at this. Danilo Jiricic ending his high school career with a dagger of a spike.
GTA prep wisely feeding the hot hand. Oh, nice step back cross through. And we got Sidney Kabongo on fire right now.
Back to live game action. Trevon Thomas started the ball working, finished off Jacoby Neath.
They only scored a 3 and a layup. Yeah, 5.
Going to take a quick break here while we figure out everything, make sure we're up to date. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Crestwood, RNS.
13-5.
History has been made in Canadian basketball.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Charges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPA.
Got everything figured out. 13-5 right now. Crestwood with an 8-point lead. Their size and strength, too much. Easy 2 in transition, Franco Miller.
This is a team that's going to press all game long. They're going to try to put RNS out of the misery early.
Ryan McLean gets out of trouble and then almost has it taken away out of bounds. RNS will get it back. Shane Scruggs checking in for Crestwood. Ro Russell bringing in his first sub of the game.
And Samachi Agbapu is an interesting prospect. I have not seen him before, nor evaluated him. But, I mean, based off of the physicals, based off of what he's provided on defense already, I'm really liking what I see from him. Jacoby Neath getting the tip and the steal. Neath going the other way, no good.
Back up top, Franco Miller. We've already seen his stroke from range. Now initiating the offense, called for the carry. Going back the other way. Kobe Antwi checking in. Man, Crestwood can just switch out size for size. No surprise that a Ro Russell squad can recruit like this. Malcolm gets his own rebound on the other side of the rim. Jump ball called. No one wants to let go of the rock.
Little consistency on the takes, please. Thank you for acknowledging my voice.
Malcolm and Neath having a little chat. Nobody giving an inch. Tough pass. Crestwood in transition. Behind the back. That's pretty. Jacoby Neath to Franco Miller, 2, with a chance at a 3-point play. Crestwood has had a pretty solid schedule already to date. It's their first game of the NPA regular season as part of this session. Played in a couple of tournaments to this point.
And they got a strong American schedule as well. They'll be playing the likes of Oak Hill at some point this season. That's going to be a tough one for them.
Gets it taken away. Goes out of bounds. Caleb Sully checking in for the Riverhawks. Really lit it up in the first half in last night's game. Shahai Malcolm, no good.
Kobe Antwi checked into the game, number 13 in the white for Crestwood.
Miller up top. May not have been able to finish with the jam, but what great timing between those two.
Yeah, they're very well coordinated, played grassroots basketball together on the AAU circuit. There's a block from Crestwood. Yes. Thought about launching that one.
Luis Pacheco. Scruggs gets it sent back. Malcolm with those mitts. So good on D. And runs the floor looking to finish. Man, when Shaheem Malcolm adds some pounds of muscle onto that frame, it's going to be fun to see.
And I'm pumped to see Elijah Fisher, number 1 overall in the 2023 class. I know it's a long way to go, but we're projecting him to be better than Andrew Wiggins. That's the type of prospect that Elijah Fisher is. When you see that number pop up on your screen, number 22 in the white, that's when you know there is a big-time prospect on the floor.
Just approaching the midway point of the opening quarter. Crestwood arrived today from downtown Toronto, and they have opened the doors from the vans and came into the gym ready to play. Foot on the gas right from the jump. Caleb Sully, numbers.
Telegraphed.
Yeah, absolutely. But he gets it back. Tynes. Those cross-court passes can be so dangerous.
And it really killed them yesterday as well. And you're doing it against a lot of length. Those cross-court passes are never going to come in handy for these guys.
It's a 14-point lead for Crestwood Prep. Malcolm inbounds, finds Tynes. Back to Malcolm. Lots of contact. Foul called on Shane Scruggs. Off the inbounds, Lai McLean. Nothing. Nice baseline move, no finish. Scruggs offensive rebound, throws it up, foul call to, travel call. RNS gets the rock back. Riverhawks just have not been able to find an offensive answer. Crestwood just so much length, getting their hands into every passing lane.
And it's just the press is too much for the RNS right now. These guys are rushing. They're playing a little scared, to be honest.
Ooh, step back from range from Miller, no good. Tynes ahead to Malcolm. Oh! Spiked Luis Pacheco trying to put that ball through the floor. Head coach liking that. Sully back to McLean. Turnover. Tynes gets it back, pull-up jumper. Riverhawks just struggling on the offensive end. Tynes with the INT finds Caleb Sully. Offensive rebound, Shaheem Malcolm. You knew eventually he was going to eventually get the lid off the rim.
And there's Elijah Fisher, the guy we were talking about, number 22 in the white on your screen.
McLean, no good. Fisher with the rebound. Transition ball, RNS doing well to get back defensively. Their offense is going to come from their defense. Tynes, nice bounce pass to McLean, couldn't gather it in time. Tynes now trying to get something to go one-on-one. Foul called on Crestwood.
And Tynes and McLean have a really good dynamic going on. Starts with penetration, finds him in the corner. He's been able to hit that three pretty consistently.
Tynes inbounding. Sully. Malcolm. All kinds of confidence over top of Elijah Fisher from downtown. All kinds of length on Fisher. Travel call.
When you hear Coach Ro Russell yelling at Elijah Fisher, be aggressive. Right now he's kind of deferring to the seniors that are on the team or the guys who are in their junior year. You definitely want him to stay in scoring mode. That's what he does best.
Sully, nice to Shaheem Malcolm. You can tell these Riverhawks warning on delay of game. I know it's a couple times now. Shaheem Malcolm's gotten away with touching the ball after the made basket. Caleb Sully dropping a dime the way of Shaheem Malcolm there on the cut. Javon Thomas looking to break this soft press. Nice ball movement. Can't finish down low. Malcolm, those mitts taking it away. Kellen Tynes. Basket plus the foul, inviting the contact from Franco Miller. There's one thing I've seen from Kellen Tynes. That guy is not afraid of taking it at the rim.
Now we're going into a timeout. Coach of Crestwood, Coach Ro Russell, calls for a time as this lead has disseminated at the hands of none other than Mr. Shaheem Malcolm from RNS. 20-15 right now for Crestwood. 2:17 to go on the clock. We'll take a short break.
Who is now a matchup nightmare, standing at 6'7" with the guard skills of a much smaller player. It will take a special squad to knock the crown off the kings of the National Preparatory Association. British Columbia Christian Prep brings the most international flavor of any team in the National Preparatory Association, and with that comes an air of mystery surrounding this team. Veteran head coach Doug Dowell returns many of last year's players, which will give him a rotation of highly skilled players with prep experience already under their belt. Team leader and NCAA prospect Marajan Obad is expected to star on the West Coast this season, and he's joined on the front line by fellow big man Sammy Hunter from the Bahamas. Hunter spent his summer playing with the national team of his homeland.
We're back live, the battle in the Capitol. 2:17 to go here in the opening quarter. RNS, once again, they just seem to make a living battling back from double-digit deficits. They were down 14 in the first quarter of this one, now down just 4, led by Shaheem Malcolm and Kellen Tynes getting it done. Look at them stepping in time and time again. Tynes is now going to have to be on the steal watch.
He's also got to take care of that ball. He's had some risky passes that, unable to connect with his teammates. Trying to thread the needle a little bit too much.
Ooh, Tynes faking the handoff. Nice move into traffic. That would have been another big finish.
Yeah, good job turning the corner on that one.
Nice gather and pass. Miller to Jacoby Neath. 1:23 to go. Lyon McLean, toe on the line. Long two, toe on the line. 22-18. RNS has to be happy to be back down 4. Battling all the way back. And once again, Shaheem Malcolm. Impressive. Equally impressive, stepping in for the charge, Trevon Thomas.
I did not like that call whatsoever. Defender was moving the entire way with him.
Unofficially, I got both Tynes and Malcolm with 3 steals apiece.
Assist to turnover ratio is what's going to really matter, and Tynes has had a few steals, but those turnovers equaling out.
Giving him back, you're right. Really like the nice little pocket passes we've seen from Crestwood, just haven't been able to finish since jumping out to that early 20-6 lead. Lyon McLean at the line now to chip away at this lead.
McLean's just been a really terrific shooter, both from the free throw line, from the free throw line. He's got a little bit of a pull-up as well.
I think head coach Damian Gay wants to get a sub in, I have a feeling.
Not sure if you can hear him on the stream, but we definitely do.
Jack Fifield checking in. Defensive purposes here with 28 seconds to go. Up top. 3-pointer. Easy putback. Luis Pacheco, all kinds of size. Fifield back the other way. Sully pokes it away, gets it back. Where's the bouncing ball gonna land? Both these teams fighting hard.
I love it. I absolutely love the intensity in this game.
Hey,
11 seconds to go.
Hey, it should be on 24.
Yeah, 24. We're good. They're gonna get it up, coach. Yep.
4-point lead for Crestwood. Looking to add to this lead at the end of the quarter. Looking to beat the buzzer. Stick back jam, Jacoby Neath. Don't get caught underneath. 26-20 after the opening 10 minutes. Stay with us. Things are getting exciting in the nation's capital.
Took part in the NBA's Basketball Without Borders, collecting NCAA offers from coaches who love his skill in the paint. The Panthers have added even more depth with young players from across the globe looking to leave their mark on the Canadian basketball landscape, and there's no better place than the NPA. The Notre Dame Hounds out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan quickly went from underdogs to up-and-comers in the NPA's debut season, and they continue to trend upwards thanks to their roster's evolution. Carter Kahinka is a prototypical stretch 5, but he has added to his inside game, while Saskatchewan native Cole Newkirk will also be banging bodies in the paint looking to make an impact in his senior season. But the most intrigue surrounds the Hounds duo of Jashawn Henry and Adafalarin Adedigan, better known as Fofo. Both players are supreme athletes that are now taking the step to become next-level basketball players. Both Henry and Fofo decided to stay at home in favor of 2-a-day workouts instead of the travel-heavy schedule of the AAU grind. The results will be seen in their physical transformations as they both continue to work towards their goal of an NCAA scholarship. Could this be the perfect storm for promising young head coach Adam Huffman to shock the country with a national title? Stay tuned to the NPA to find out. All about highly skilled, interchangeable players that give this team the type of depth that will pose problems for all of their opponents. The unofficial T-Dot division of the NPA wouldn't be complete without a grinded-out, aggressive...
Welcome back to Notre Dame High School, Ottawa, Ontario, the battle in the capital. Jacoby Neath just provided us with the top highlight thus far through 3.5 games.
And he's got 13 out of Crestwood's 26 as they lead by just 6 here over RNS. One of the most athletic PGs in that 2019 class. We got him as a top 10 player in the country. And Jacoby has an offer from Western Kentucky on the table, as well as San Francisco, which he picked up.
Got a pull on the jersey resulting in text. Kellen Tynes cashes him. Crestwood in transition. Up top. Neath was smart on that. Didn't try to sky for a finish. It wasn't going to happen. Gathered. Instead of a turnover, they get it back with 17 on the clock. Foul called. Franco Miller drawing it on Caleb Suley. We mentioned before, Rothesay Netherwood went winless in their debut season in the NPA. Woo! Franco Miller trying to put him in the spin cycle, but couldn't finish. Suley pokes it ahead. Lyle McLean back to Suley. Could have been a goaltend. Instead, it's a swat. Luis Pacheco cleaning some windows. RNS just crossing up their signals. Seen a lot of the shuffling the feet, traveling calls. Just looking at the officials as they call them. They don't like calling those travels.
Kobe denied. 34 is denied. Denied. Get there, Kobe.
Suley. Back to Tynes. Crestwood showing the press. RNS beats it. You can see Crestwood is running off every miss, pushing back the other way, drawing the foul. Coach Ro Russell telling Franco Miller, keep your eyes open, need the court vision, you got numbers in transition. Still goes to the line to shoot 2 more. And here's Kellen Tynes pulling his team over to the side. A little bit of fun there. Trevon Thomas trying to get in on that huddle. Same with Somachi Agbapu. Where'd you go, E?
You talking to me?
Got a lot of games to do. Game 2 of 5 today. Full sked tomorrow. It's been a slow warm-up. 2 on day 1, 5 on day 2. Tomorrow we start up at 9 a.m. after finishing up here this evening at around 9:30.
And RNS is able to keep this one kind of tight here. Just a 6-point lead. And they got a chance to cut it now.
Ball barely touched the floor there. 4 passes gets them from one end to the other and gets them to the line. About a minute and a half in here to the second quarter. Dawson Sutherland hits the first.
Well, Dawson Sutherland had a lot of pressure on him last season. He was the only player really with any type of size, girth, lower body strength to kind of man the paint. This year he's got a little bit of help.
Tynes called for the foul. Ooh, trying to body him. And I'll tell you right now, Sutherland just made head coach Damien Gay a very happy man. And back-to-back timeouts, Coach Gay has been just pleading with his team to draw a charge. Because you know that they're giving up size. As often, East versus Toronto, you're giving up size. And the way you counteract that, putting your body on the line. Nice head and shoulder fake, Sully, and cashes it.
Way to free yourself up, young man.
Unassuming is Caleb Sully.
Jay, it's the basics. A lot of kids stray away from the basics. Everybody wants to over dribble. Sometimes all it takes is a jab to throw your defender off, a pump fake to get him up off his feet.
Just wondering how much fouls are going to become an issue for RNS. You know the need to keep Shaheem Malcolm and Kellen Tynes on the floor as long as possible. Both of them now have 2 fouls.
Can't pick up another one before this quarter is over. Otherwise, coach is going to have to really manage those minutes a little tighter.
He's still got 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Nice play on the inbounds, but couldn't finish. Man, telling me he's a point guard?
Jacoby's a point, yeah. I mean, I know he does a lot of things that, you know, that forwards do. He gets himself so involved on the rebounding side. You saw the way he ended the first quarter with that big tip slam. So, I mean, he does a lot more than just play PG.
Sully pushing off, got away with it. Lyon McLean pulls it down. Ooh, a little fadeaway on the baseline. I mean, it's a well-coached team, is RNS. They know what they're out there for. They play it well and don't try to do too much.
Couldn't agree with you more. I think Coach Damien Gay is making the most of his personnel. He is maximizing on every piece.
Shaheem Malcolm. Foul called after the fact, but it's just Jacoby Neath, just the way he can elevate so quickly. You know, at 6'3", that's the new point guard, right? The new point guard, 6'3" to 6'5", 6'6", leaping ability.
And I look at him as a scoring guard. That's one thing, like, you never want to take away from a player's natural abilities, and that's one thing he does really well. Now on this team, he's got options. He can be a facilitator some games, and then depending on the matchup, he could be the go-to scorer. And you're right, it is a new age in basketball, and there are, you know, a lot of hybrid roles. The center position is almost completely gone. The true post, I mean.
Shaheem Malcolm showing you something every game.
And I think, you know, James Madison is in here from Virginia, and he's got to be impressed with what he's seen so far from the likes of Franco Miller, Jacoby Neath, Shaheem Malcolm. Would not be surprised if one of these guys ends up picking up an offer. Not necessarily from that one program, but there's several college coaches here in attendance. National champions, Carleton Ravens, are also in the building. Crestwood with the rebound, gets it to go.
Timeout for the Riverhawks. I got a 1-point game. Stay tuned. Game 2 looking sweet here in Ottawa.
Caller's squad and the Central Tech Blues are just that. While returning seniors DeAndre Reed and Rashawn Chambers do bring some size to the front line, C-Tech will be looking to their veteran savvy and basketball IQ to overcome size disadvantages at other spots on the floor. This jump man-backed Kevin Jeffers coach team will have many weapons at their disposal with a team-first mentality, keeping them in every game that they play in the National Preparatory Association. Lawson's length, explosiveness, and improved jump shot has college coaches knocking at his door, but they will be lining up behind the Oregon Ducks, who already have an offer on the table. GTA Prep is back in the NPA to not only take part, they are back to try to take over. The London Basketball Academy surprised everyone but themselves as they made a run through the first ever NPA National Championship tournament to earn a berth in the gold medal game where some returning players made a name for themselves.
Cummins, that is
No
not
way.
the guy.
No way.
Cummins, tie game. What's the foul?
Cummins got the answer.
Denzel Cummins has earned the title of a dead-eye shooter that shines on the big stage, while the wide-bodied and skilled Joshin Kumsa will be even more dangerous this season as he will slide to his natural position of power forward, while the addition of Okai Jamgoose will give this team a special look. Already on the radar for the Ivy League, this intelligent, high-character gym rat is a coach's dream. Armed with a skilled stroke, hard work in the offseason has helped Jamgoose move into the point guard role where his 6'4" frame will be a matchup disaster for LBA opponents. But the element of surprise is gone for this team as they go from the hunter to one of the hunted in the NPA's second season.
Okay, let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square, get your feet square.
Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it, master it.
6:12 left here in the second quarter. Game 2 in day 2. The battle in the capital. Rothesay Netherwood taking on Crestwood. Crestwood in the white and blues. Travel call. Crestwood with a slim 1-point lead right now. RNS not being intimidated by this talented squad out of Toronto in Crestwood Prep. Shaheem Malcolm missing it all.
He's got to be careful with the game this close. Shot selection means everything, every possession counts. It was a tough one that time. They're lucky that they were be able to gain possession. Almost gets another strip.
There's the fouls that we were worried about. Shaheem Malcolm picks up his third, I believe.
That's up. Come on in, sub.
It's funny, you can see right away when the foul was called, Kellen Tynes.
Oh, 24 seconds shot clock.
Immediately looked at Shaheem and said, we don't need that foul, especially now that he goes to the bench with 3. Off RNS's foot, Liam McLean.
Slice, run it. Go down. Slice. Hey, Lewis.
RNS loving the defensive presence the Riverhawks are providing here. RNS won their first 2 games of the season, taking on Halifax Prep. Tough loss last night. Liam McLean going behind the back into the corner. 3 is no good. Big offensive rebound, but sent back by Luis Pacheco.
Like what I'm seeing from Pacheco here. Again, a new prospect on the scene that we're just starting to learn about. Stands at about 6'8". Lengthy, can block some shots.
Javon Thomas checking in. Stephen Lazar hits the sidelines. Into the corner. Kellen Tynes shuffled the feet. Turnover. Just about to reach the midway point of the second quarter. Franco Miller has an awful lot of tricks in the bag. Calling out the offense. McLean trying to get right in his grill. Another attempted drawing of the charge doesn't go. 3-point lead now for Crestwood. They had numbers, but they hold it up. McLean behind the back, up top. Tynes calls off the screen.
And Tynes was held on the blow-by there. Kobe Antwi called on the foul.
I like the quiet confidence that Kellen Tynes plays with. Really doesn't get intimidated by anybody.
So that's why it's 4-4. So when he does something, you need to coordinate with him, all right? Every quarter. So now it's 4. Yes.
The referee's just ironing out the foul situations here beside us. Those little voices you hear to our left.
He's the official scorer. 4-4. With that last foul, it's 4-4, right? Okay. So it's only 4-4.
I'm sorry.
This is the 2:15 game here between Crestwood and Rothesay Netherwood School. You got Notre Dame and the SJK out of Breslau, Ontario, coming up next from that Kitchener-Waterloo region. That game will be followed by Central Tech and London Basketball Academy, and then the home team, Canada Top Flight, will take on BC.
.418 to go here. Crestwood holding on to a slim 1-point lead. Working to the baseline, nice drop off. Franco Miller to Kobe Antwi.
And Franco Miller and Jacoby Neath, those two together on the floor at the same time, you'll get both angles. You'll get a scorer and a distributor from two different positions.
Crestwood bodying up on D, out of bounds, RNS.
Speaking of which, here checks in Jacoby Neath, number 0 on your screen in the white. Finished up with a beauty tip slam. Look out for that one in the highlight package on North Pole Hoops Instagram a little later today.
Whistles have really slowed up play here in the second half of the second quarter. First free throw from Miller was well short. Really bent on the knees of the second one to make sure to get over the front of that rim.
And both teams in the bonus now. Here in the second quarter, more than halfway through, just a 4-point lead for Crestwood. Good shift there.
Yeah. Into the corner. Lyon McLean, nothing. Back the other way, we got numbers. Pacheco out of bounds. Every time Crestwood has had an opportunity to pull away, they just have not been able to do it. Man, Tyne seemed to really enjoy trying to break this press. He's very calm under pressure. So good in traffic.
Coast to coast on that one. Looked at his defender down as well. Good thing he didn't get caught by the referees. They've been calling those tees.
Warning to all the players out there, after you make your basket, look down at your shoes, look down at the floor, and just get back on D.
Negative step has seemed to be an issue for a lot of these players. Just not setting their feet. Franco Miller called on the out of bounds there as he caught in the corner.
Shout out Nathaniel Mitchell, assistant coach for Raps 905, and he's with Team Canada right now in Halifax. He was on Twitter the other day having a conversation with Gus Giannopoulos of Vaughan, talking about those negative steps. Anywhere from the mid-range and out just does not make any sense. We've seen that an awful lot up here, out of bounds in the corners with those negative steps. Elijah Fisher checking in for Crestwood.
Okay. So, they fixed it. They had the wrong foul.
.244 to go. Dawson Sutherland, opportunity to tie this game. RNS has to be happy after that opening few minutes that saw them fall behind 20-6.
Last one was supposed to go highest score, he hit 2 points. Yeah, you need to listen to him. Okay?
Tied at 39. Fisher misses the first. And the second. Crestwood get it back. They are all over these loose balls and offensive rebounds. Getting the hands in consistently. You knew eventually it was going to pay off. Jacoby Neath finally cleans up a rather messy possession. Liam McLean has tried that behind the back dribble just a little too much. Back the other way. Shiny dime. Franco Miller set the table for Trevon Thomas.
And you're getting assist numbers rising for both Miller and Neath.
A couple of guys just stuffing the stat sheet here, and there's another. Kellen Tynes is having himself a game. He's really had to step up with Shaheem Malcolm on the bench with 3 fouls, and Tynes has done just that. Good job bothering the shot there, but there's no one there to help on the rebound. Put back by Shane Scruggs, heading into a timeout, a 4-point lead for Crestwood Prep.
Go! He gets it to go! Wow! Pick it up, Jalen.
Oh my God!
Top 10, top 10.
Two-way players are the best players. Understand that. Two-way players are the best players.
Here's Sabri Phillip, two-hand jam!
Let's go, boy!
It doesn't matter from what city you're from, how tall you are, what school, what club you represent. Game speaks. There's no politics here.
We've traveled across the country and back. 6 years running. Canada's basketball talent blossoms right before our eyes. From coast to coast. It's our job to bring it to the light. No gimmicks, just hard work on the hardwood. Who will step up to the plate this summer? Who will make their game undeniable and challenge every man in front of him? Game will speak.
NPH events. There's an opportunity to get involved at the ground level. NPH hosts elite level high school tournaments to national club team championships throughout the course of the season. Now is your chance to get involved with the fastest growing sport in Canada with the industry leaders and influencers. Get in the game today and join NPH in growing basketball in this country.
Crestwood looking to protect their 4-point lead with just 1:30 left here in the second quarter. Steal, Trevon Thomas going the other way. That is some poise and not so much by the Riverhawks. Down 6, quick turnover. Crestwood can quickly turn this into a double-digit lead if RNS is not careful.
And RNS has never had the lead in this game yet. Jacoby Neath lines up for a 3, off the mark. Looks like a travel there, we'll see what they call. 2 refs blow it, yep, and it is. Went up and down with it.
Very good officiating crew here. They've been really on top of everything in this game through the first half. Quick foul on Trevon Thomas. Going to the line will be Liam McLean. Coaching staff talking with their player. saying that's an easy call for the officials. Not worth it.
It was when it's a three-man crew, you have many angles covered. It's very tough to get away with stuff like that. Grabbing at the jerseys, hooking.
If you believe in ball don't lie, that's 2 misses from the line. RNS missing a great opportunity there to cut into the lead, and instead Pacheco with that court vision, on time, on target delivery, piping hot. Cross-court pass, dangerous. Pass into the knees, just as bad. I mentioned that double-digit lead, and Crestwood now has it. Thomas in transition.
And it's nuts to me that Franco Miller is still uncommitted. Coach is watching number 12 in the white on your screen, been involved in every play, whether he's rebounding, whether he's spoon-feeding a teammate or scoring. Franco Miller is an uncommitted 2018 prospect. Takes on the combo role.
33 seconds to go. RNS looking for something positive to end this first half. Lion McLean looking to provide it. In and out. RNS gets it back, getting lucky because this could have got ugly quick. They're going to be able to hold for the last shot. Looking to get this double-digit lead down to the singles. Considering Shaheem Malcolm's been out for the final 6 minutes of this quarter. And that was a terrible pass. Thomas going the other way. McLean just fouls him to make him earn it at the line. We were right in the sight line of that. You knew that ball was picked off from the minute he looked up.
I don't know what the passer was thinking at that point. Like, you're looking on the floor and you see guys ready to make that steal right down the middle of the court, by the way.
Hey guys, 36.
It's the first, leads up to 11. Crestwood right where they expected to be coming into this game. Holding a 12-point lead, 15 seconds to go in this first half. McLean gets it back. Has not been able to find his touch like he had last night. Tynes gets it back. Can't finish through contact. 53-41. Crestwood Prep with the lead through the opening 20 minutes. Halftime is 10 minutes long. Stay with us. We'll be back to Ottawa.
I wanna fly, can you take me far away? Give me a star to reach for, tell me what it takes, and I'll go so high, my feet won't touch the ground. Just hitch my wings and pull the strings. I bought these strings that all fall down.
The nice thing about him is he's a basketball player. There is no position defined for him. He's learning the skills. He's learning the skills of playing the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the guard at all the positions.
The last thing what makes RJ Jr. so special is that he wants to be special. And he's willing to do the work to become special. He's open to learning. He has his flaws like everyone else does, but he recognizes his flaws. And he knows he can keep working on them. And he's never satisfied even with his own strengths as a basketball player. So that's what makes him special.
Number 7, Rowan Barrett Jr.
That's my boy. He never stopped seeing to amaze me. And when we were in the game, like, I could tell what he was gonna do. I was like, he's my boy. I'm gonna just let him, show out. So, but the chemistry's really good. We're roommates right now and everything. So.
I call him a professional scorer. That's definitely going to translate to the NBA game. He is relentless on getting around you and getting to the basket and getting to the foul line. And that's what I respect about him. I'm a huge fan of his.
That's all. Okay. Showtime.
RJ making the splash takes his rightful throne at number 1, and I think regardless of class, he would have been there anyways. Maybe even number 1 in North America, let alone the Canadian rankings. Was the leading scorer in the most competitive league in the world at the amateur level. At 6'7", a guy that's playing 2 and 1, that's a deadly combination.
I mean, I think the first thing with RJ is he has goals, right? He has goals that he's set out, that he's driving for. So that's always great, right? Because all you ever really have to do is continue to focus him towards the goals he set. If you're trying to achieve the things that he is, I think that he's a hard worker, a consistent worker, and oh, here he comes. Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Being number 1 in the world, you know, there's no conversation about it, there's no discussion about it. But what's next for you? What are your goals?
Pretty simple, go to college and go to the NBA and be a star.
Well, Central Tech, it's the historic look, that castle feel. It's a gauntlet. You walk past and you just, whoa, you look up, and the reputation that comes with it, it has that feel, it has that effect. Being in downtown Toronto, it is what it is. You're gonna get everything, right? So all the distractions are gonna happen, all the excitement's gonna be there, any little thing happens in school, it's newsworthy because you're a downtown school, right? So we have to get past all those distractions and focus in and dial in what we're supposed to do inside this gym. Do we play with a chip? We make it so.
We're a grit and grind team. Like, we're like underdogs. So like, we play like, even though we're up 20, we play like we're down 20.
We try to break the neck of the other teams. Once we have our foot on the gas, like, we try not to let go. If you're a hard worker, if you have nothing to lose, if you're gonna put it all on the line every night, then you could come play on Central Tech.
I'm praying that they take on my personality. I got a smile and I laugh and I joke outside of the game, but inside the game, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, and I'm fierce. And that's how we're developing right now.
Stop relying on what we did in the years past or the games past. It's now, yes?
And when we get to be that, you know, tenacious group, that loud group, that aggressive group, great things happen.
That style and structure is making Central Tech a destination basketball school for players like Matthew Daves, who joined the Blues for his senior season.
I knew the coaches and I knew how their style of training was, and I thought that I'd fit in here well. It just brings up like a certain tone to how I'm doing everything. So like every single rep is more important now. Being Filipino, you know, it's a bit different. Like, people look at me a different way when I'm playing. They're not going to see someone like me, like an Asian person, play the way that I play usually.
How do you play?
I'm in the air a long time, just to say that.
In Season 2 of the National Preparatory Association, Jeffers will look to his returning seniors to lead the team on and off the court, which also prepares them for the next level.
Me being the oldest, like, it puts like a lot of like responsibility on my back, because coach, he tells me to always watch out for the guys, make sure everyone's good. Because after I leave here, coaches in other schools, like, they look at like the kind of person you are off the court before on the court. Like, they want to know what you could do in school. They want to know what you could do like in a group of people if you're going to be communicating. All my friends like back home, they really think I've changed a lot, like, and they said it's for the better too.
Coach Jeffrey is an amazing guy. He taught me a lot because he's been coaching me since young, been watching me play growing up, playing basketball at the community center. And like, he just, you know, just been there for me. Changed me a lot because before I wasn't really doing the stuff that I need to do to go to the next level. Since I came here, I started getting the support, the help that I needed to succeed, school-wise and basketball-wise. He prepares me to be a man.
The good will follow the good, the bad will follow the bad. But if people see the good in you, they're gonna make sure and push you to that stream. Central Tech is labeled. It's no chance that I'm here trying to change that label, try to bring forward a better understanding of who it is and what the school is about.
Bembry handling it, cross court to Pangos for three, and Kevin knocks it down.
I read a book called Outliers, and it talked about why people need people around them to take advantage of in order to succeed at the highest levels. That same summer, Kevin was chosen as the youngest member of the national team. Kevin might be an outlier. Kevin was playing for A-Game Hoops, which is a team that Kyle Julius ran, and Kevin was on the team as a high school player. And I was coaching at the University of Guelph, and Kevin was lighting us up. And I'm loving this because I've loved Kevin since he was a kid, but I'm also hating it because we're getting drilled by this team. And Chris leans over to me and says, "That guy can't miss." And I went, "Title." Because it says about what Kevin's life's about is whatever happens to him, he just rolls with it. And we all need to learn from that. A failure is just a part of success. And that's the way he really, really views it. So if you have that attitude.
Has to back out. Now he's got a little space to operate. Nice pass. Wow. Oh, what a nice pass.
Kevin read a book called Long Shot, a story about Steve Nash. I can connect it with Steve's story a lot, not comparing them, but just the whole idea that when Nash won the MVP, the next day, his first MVP, the next day he says, "Now I really have to prove myself." And that's what the good ones do. Is they're constantly striving for better and better and better. And you know, kids that are grade 9, grade 10, they're very good, but they're just starting. And they need to understand that you're good, but you're just starting, and just never be satisfied. Keep working. And I think that that's what Kevin really, really taught me in writing the book, is about how it's never be satisfied. Just keep going. And that's what the can't miss philosophy is about too.
Pangos. Back out to Pangos. Got it again.
Pangos is knocking out all these open threes. Kevin and I have a relationship that was formulated when I was one of the coaches at Camp Olympia that he could talk to and he could relate to, and we'd do workouts together, whatever it might be. And then it evolved into the admiration of he knew that I knew where he wanted to go. But I was one of those coaches that we're at another level that Kevin was after, and he could get information from me. He's 17 years old when I first proposed this to him and his parents. A 17-year-old kid, I want to write a book about you because I want to follow you for the next 4 years. It turned out to be Gonzaga. And then from there, he and I Skyped, you know, lots of times throughout his 4 years, and we became very, very close. And it's a very, very special relationship now that I'm thrilled about.
Pangos from straight away, hit another three, his sixth of the first half.
I think the biggest thing about Kevin, highly skilled, but his values are very, very solid. Home-schooled value sort of thing. His grandparents taught him a lot. His uncle taught him a lot. Bill and Patty, his parents, obviously played a huge role, and he's very, very value.
Second half just underway here. A 12-point lead for Crestwood on your screen, going left to right in the whites, taking on Rothesay Netherwood out of Rothesay, New Brunswick, just outside St. John. Kellen Tynes with the rock. He's had himself a first half. 9 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 4 steals, doing a little bit of everything. Trevon Thomas with the steal and finish.
I like what I'm seeing from Thomas. He's had his hands in the cookie jar quite a bit, and he's been able to snatch a few.
Liam McLean has also played very well. That's now 14 points for Liam McLean.
The signature corner three gets to go.
It's scary to think if he would have hit a couple more of his shots, he's been open a couple of times, that he hasn't been able to finish. He'd be pushing 20 points right now. Luis Pacheco finishing in the paint. Tynes over to McLean. Big time swat, Pacheco. Man, he closes up space in a hurry with that wingspan.
And if Pacheco really is 6'9", I see him as a formidable power forward center at the next level. I think that you sport coaches should definitely get a look at him.
That's Shaheem Malcolm cashing in 2. He picked up 3 fouls, or his 3rd foul early in the 2nd quarter, so he had to go to the bench. He still had 10 points, 2 boards, 2 assists for his team. Another easy finish down low, Samachi Agbapu. Pushing the lead up to 14 for Crestwood. Not off. Malcolm from range. Wing 3. Pure money. Thomas. Very impressive this afternoon in his NPA debut. Caleb Suley. Some hot shooting to start the 2nd half from both teams. Trading money balls. Kellen Tynes called for the out of bounds. I don't think head coach Damien Gay agreed with the call.
And every time Crestwood seems to make a run, RNS chops away at it. Just an 11-point game right now. So much time left in this one.
Franco Miller fouled. Miller, 9 points, 4 dimes, 3 rebounds in that first half. There really is 3 or 4 guys that are going to be on triple-double watch consistently for this Crestwood team. And Shaheem Malcolm just picked up his 4th. He asked to stay in, but his coach just can't take the chance. Malcolm very upset with himself.
It was that 3rd one that really hurt him in the 2nd quarter.
Well, it's tough as well. I mean, Shaheem Malcolm does so much for this team, and he's very usually, I mean, we saw him defending 6'9" Sammy Hunter yesterday. I mean, he defends 1 through 5 really for this team, so he's going to get himself into foul trouble. There's nothing he can do about it. Suley, rebound, keeps himself in line, tiptoeing on the baseline. Down low. Big time move. Ben Dowell, somebody you mentioned last night when we were back at the Airbnb, saying, where was he yesterday? And there he is again. Ben Dowell sending it back, but there to clean up the mess.
They're going to need more out of him. You know, he's the only 6'9" guy on the floor.
And we didn't talk about him at all yesterday.
Yeah, and this time he's been really assertive, opening up the 2nd half here.
Franco Miller's been assertive all game long. Taking it right back was like Bapu. Crestwood looking to come out in this 3rd quarter and assert themselves and take a big lead. Miller. We got a timeout at the floor. 3:30 in. Stay with us.
Everyone has their story. What's yours? Were you born with the ball in your hands? Or were you a late bloomer? Are you a dead-eye shooter? Or a high flyer?
Throws up an alley-oop! All elbow! Williams!
Are you a leader? Or an elite role player? North Pole Hoops wants to know, what's your story?
Rothesay Netherwood, better known as RNS, will enter its second season in the National Preparatory Association. Head coach Damien Gay will
We're back live, a 17-point lead for Crestwood, and they're just going to add to it off an easy steal, easy deuce. Franco Miller continues to just rack up the point totals.
Somebody give this guy a scholarship. Franco Miller is all over the floor. There, almost picks up another steal. Sully slithers away all the way to the basket, and he'll go to the line.
You saw Sully was a little timid yesterday taking it to the rim, not so much today. Getting in, drawing the fouls.
12.
Lots of time on his hands. Sully's a youngster, class of 2020, already standing at 6'3", has a good shooting touch. Just got to improve off the dribble, be able to create for himself a little more, and by playing against higher level competition on a more consistent basis, I think he is getting that element into his game.
Miller into the corner, 3, no good. Stepped out of bounds. I think RNS might have got away with a bit of a push there. Go get the ball back. And really, this game hanging in the balance of a blowout, or if RNS is going to stay in it. The fact that they have Shaheem Malcolm in foul trouble on the bench. Speaking of foul trouble, I think Franco Miller now has himself in position. It's his 4th.
And anytime a team presses, Callentines has that ability to really get guards into foul trouble because he stays low. He keeps his base low, allows for more explosiveness, so he's got a better first step than most. And it's tough to recover in the open court, so guys get tempted to grab or, you know, check his hip or whatever the case may be. But a lot of guards that have been, you know, defending Tynes have gotten themselves into some trouble.
Oh, nobody called out the screen. Ben Dowell laying the lumber right there. RNS can't capitalize. Jacoby Neath just checked back into the game. RNS with the tip. Crestwood's going to get it back with 18 on the clock. Pull up from range, no good. Offensive rebound also can't be cleaned up. Ben Dowell has done exactly what his team needs from him today, blocking shots, getting rebounds, drawing charges. Ro Russell calling the timeout for Crestwood midway through the 3rd quarter. 17-point lead. Stay tuned. We'll be back to the battle in the Capitol.
Okay, let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square. Get your feet square. Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it, master it.
AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! Wow. Pick it up, Jalen.
Oh my God!
Top 10.
Two-way players are the best players. Understand that. Two-way players are the best players.
Here's Sabri Phillip, two-hand jam!
Let's go, boy!
It doesn't matter from what city you're from, how tall you are, what school, what club you represent. The game speaks. There's no politics here.
We've traveled across the country and back. 6 years running. Canada's basketball talent blossoms right before our eyes. From coast to coast. It's our job to bring it to the light. No gimmicks, just hard work on the hardwood. Who will step up to the plate?
Welcome back. Ottawa, Ontario, Crestwood looking to extend their lead. RNS looking to hold on, keep this one close enough to battle back. But you really feel like Crestwood is right on the edge of making this one get out of reach. Shaheem Malcolm on the bench with 4 fouls for RNS. That's really a huge difference in this game. Liam McLean trying to fill that offensive scoring void. He's done pretty well so far, but misses that. Crestwood's going to get it back as SJK walks into the gym, waiting to play our 3rd game of the day.
Down.
Coming up at 4 p.m., that'll be Notre Dame versus SJK, followed by Central Tech and LBA at 5:45.
There's been a lot of chatter between Central Tech and LBA via Twitter. Coaches going at it. They're pretty pumped to play each other, and Central Tech's going to be playing a high-tempo style of defense as per usual.
Big-time block.
Pacheco with another one.
Ooh. Trying to finish that finger roll was Neath.
He got up high enough he could have finished with a dunk.
Nice pass, Liam McLean to Sully. Really like that extra pass. Crestwood now looking to get out in the open floor. They have not been able to get this one up into 20-point territory as of yet. Make sure you tune into the next game. Notre Dame, some high-level talent taking on SJK, who has Branko Damjanovic, who has been lighting it up in the NPA, our league's leading scorer as of right now. And then after that, as we mentioned, LBA and Central Tech, that is going to be an outstanding matchup. Lots of great basketball here. You can see it all on NorthPoleHoops.com as Crestwood continues to host a block party here in Ottawa. Kellen
Pacheco's long reach he's in the way of every shot. If he's not blocking the shot, he's altering it.
Man, Tynes is so good mid-air, so good changing his shot.
Able to contort, to adjust, and find a way to get it done.
And we've seen it now for 2 games over 2 days. Like, I mean, this is what he does. It's impressive. And there he is, skying for the rebound. Still just 17 is Tynes?
Yeah, that's right.
Still got time.
Not even, actually. I think he's still 60, because he's a 2020 class.
Tynes has got time, and so does RNS. Richie McNeil checking in for the first time today on the scoreboard. Leads down to 14. Crestwood had the opportunity to put this one out of reach, but RNS has been able to stick around long enough.
And that is not what we have seen Pacheco do. That's the first shot he's taken from the perimeter. Stick to your skill set, big man. Couple substitutions coming in for Crestwood here.
Crestwood really deep. Oh, pass was in the ankles. Richie McNeil knows that was his mistake. Nice drive and dish, but Crestwood just has not been able to connect like they were early in the quarter. A lot of passes into the feet. Can't catch him down there. Tynes, again, avoiding the body. trying to take
He's good,
charge.
man. He's good. Holding it down.
And no wasted energy, you know. He's not pouring with sweat. I mean, he's working hard, but he's not overworking.
And keep in mind, Shaheem Malcolms hasn't been playing for some major minutes. The fact that they're able to keep this within 15.
Suli, tough pass. RNS getting it back.
Hey, ref, it dribbled off his leg. Referee off his leg. Off his leg, ref. Referee, he's dribbling off his leg. He's dribbling. How did he kick it out? Referee, how did he kick it? How did he kick it when he was dribbling? See? Ball doesn't lie. Come on, referee, he's dribbling the basketball.
Back the other way.
Got a
Basket
bunch of
counts. Ro Russell picking up a tech, asking about the out of bounds down the other way. Basket counts, so you can count 2.
That counts a team foul or what?
You just put it on yes. 62, 78.
Oh, Ro Russell was saying ball doesn't lie earlier, and it follows again there. Missed free throw off the tech. Still a 16-point lead for Crestwood with everything that's went on in this quarter. They still hold a commanding lead. Turnover, we're going back the other way. Crestwood gets it back. Just 1:10 to go here. Some nice passing. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. RNS has been able to hang with Crestwood. Crestwood making their NPA regular season debut in this game at the Ottawa session.
$14-point lead here for Crestwood with under a minute to go. Third quarter.
16.
Apologize, 16, that's right. Haven't been to math class in a while.
Suli goes behind the back, finds Tynes. RNS trying to hit the glass. Crestwood just too strong underneath. In transition, Neath finds Franco Miller. Sorry, Kobe Antwi, but it's a charge. RNS is not going away. Every time it looks like this is going to be out of hand, the Riverhawks pull something out.
And here's Tynes again, calling everybody off. He's able to take the press on his own.
Suli has been quiet in the second half. Neath.
And Suli's kind of shooting it like he's jet lagged. Doesn't have a lot of legs under him. He's hit front rim on a few of those shots.
Hey.
16-point lead for Crestwood, just 10 on the clock. They can hold for the final shot. RNS, oh, and they give it right back. A buzzer-beating layup. Kobe Antwi pushing the lead up to 18, 80-62. RNS has been hanging. Looks like it may be getting out of hand now. Stay tuned, fourth quarter action. We'll be back.
Bembry handling it. Cross court to Pangos for three, and Kevin knocks it down.
I read a book called Outliers, and it talked about why people need people around them to take advantage of in order to succeed at the highest levels. That same summer, Kevin was chosen as the youngest member of the national team. Kevin might be an outlier. Kevin was playing for A-Game Hoops, which is a team that Kyle Julius ran, and Kevin was on the team as a high school player. And I was coaching at the University of Guelph, and Kevin was lighting us up. And I'm loving this because I've loved Kevin since he was a kid, but I'm also hating it because we're getting drilled by this team. And Chris leans over to me and says, "That guy can't miss." And I went, "Title." Because it says about what Kevin's life's about is whatever happens to him, he just rolls with it. And we all need to learn from that. A failure is just a part of success, and that's the way he really, really views it. So if you have that attitude, honestly, you can't miss.
Bembry handling it. Cross court to Pangos for three, and Kevin knocks it down.
I read a book called Outliers, and it talked about why people need people around them to take advantage of in order to succeed at the highest levels. That same summer, Kevin was chosen as the youngest member of the national team. Kevin might be an outlier. Kevin was playing for A-Game Hoops, which is a team that Kyle Julius ran.
Has to back out. Now he's got a little space to operate. Nice pass. Wow. Oh, what a nice pass.
Kevin read a book called Long Shot, a story about Steve Nash. I can connect it with Steve's story a lot, not comparing them, but just the whole idea that when Nash won the MVP, the next day, his first MVP, the next day.
And we're back live, 80-62 Crestwood. They're going to get the ball right back. We've seen it a lot. Stepping out of bounds in the corner.
I feel like kids kind of put it together as if they need to explode by taking a negative step to help them kind of get into that track stance as kind of like a kickoff.
So they need to be in that stance before they get the ball?
No, they need to have both feet positioned in the same angle and explode off of one moving forward. As it's not a track meet. You can't push off, you know, unless you're already in stance, you catch and then go from there, but they're catching and taking one back.
So is that something you're working with in practice? Strictly footwork?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And how do you get rid of that? Because it obviously seems like for the majority of kids at this age, it's built into them.
And I would say that that's going to come to break that habit. You got to be in drill work, catching in the corner, driving baseline repetitively, or catching in the corner, setting up your feet prior to, and getting the shot off right away, as opposed to catch, dribble back, and then get called out of bounds.
Jacoby Neath. Wow. The way he cradled, rocked it, and smashed it home. You're telling me that's a point guard?
That's a PG. 2019 PG, one of the best in the country.
Get on the
Top
phone.
10.
Get on the phone, coaches. 21-point lead now, just over a minute into the fourth quarter. Ooh, that's an over and back. Roll Russell throws his hands up. Not happy with just a 21-point lead. It's taken a while for his team to build this up. Shaheem Malcolm back on the floor with those 4 fouls.
Hey. No, you don't have those touch. I'll tell you that when I get it, okay? You don't, front court only. Stay up, Kobe.
Kellen Tynes finds Malcolm. He's got to be fresh. He spent so much time on the bench. Foul off the ball. Shane Scruggs picking it up. Malcolm, pull up.
And Neath was right in the grill of Malcolm on that shot. Made sure he didn't get a good look at it.
Got to give it up to Ben Dowell after being lost in action last night's game. He's really provided some size and length and battling down low. Tynes to Malcolm into the corner. Ryan McLean almost stepped out of bounds. Instead draws the foul on Neath.
Franco Miller and Pacheco back in the game. This is pretty much the starting lineup that has built this large lead for Crestwood and the lineup that's going to be carrying them for a majority of the season.
I'll tell you this, man, that's 3 quick fouls under 2 minutes in to this fourth quarter. I mean, it's a 21-point lead, feels fairly comfortable, but keep getting into foul trouble. Crestwood can find themselves holding on. Malcolm already in foul trouble. Ooh, foul on the body. Another foul call. Trevon Thomas is just confused, doesn't know what he can do at this point. That is 4 fouls, 2:05 into this fourth quarter.
Coach, got the sub in already? We're good.
Shaheem Malcolm really struggling today. Foul trouble limiting his effectiveness after an outstanding game yesterday, knocking on the door of a triple-double with 8 steals. Just has not been able to have the impact he wanted to in this game. Despite the foul trouble, his team has been able to hang through 3 quarters with one of the powerhouses really for the second season in the NPA. And that's one of the reasons Jacoby Neath really just effortless, being able to get to the rim, finishing with the left that time. Malcolm running off the screen. Dowell trying to get after it on the glass, not this time. Technical called on the bench. We've already got a tech on Roe Russell, now a tech on the bench. Malcolm now to the line.
Tynes again on the blow-by.
Oh,
ooh, tough take.
I know what, I'm done calling them tough takes. I think for Colin Tynes it's easy, because he's
making it look that way. Yeah, for sure.
He is making this a regular occurrence. He invites the contact, almost always finishes through it, but misses the free throw. Tynes has been so impressive at the rim, mid-air. You know, Crestwood really had the offense come easy to him throughout this game. Now putting the press on, hoping to get their offense from their defense. Stepping out of bounds. Tynes found himself in the worst spot you can find yourself in, with 2 white jerseys right up in his grill.
Those are the trap spots. Right in that corner, right before and after half, and then opposite corners. You do not want to catch yourself in one of those areas in a double team.
Wide open, down low. Elijah Fisher. Easy, soft alley-oop finish. McLean breaks it, gets it back. Surveying the opportunity. He missed a wide open Kellen Tynes, but can't really blame him. Crestwood with just so much length out there right now. Look at that. 6'3" and up.
And Elijah Fisher stands at 6'5", and he's got about close to a 6'10", 6'11" wingspan.
You got 5 guys out there ranging 6'3" to 6'9". Shaheem Malcolm says, "I'll take that, and I'll put you on a poster." Shaheem Malcolm just took out a game's worth of aggression in one play. Greetings from the nation's capital. The whole gym recovering right now. You'll see that on Instagram. Up top, trying to get one back. Here we go. Pacheco. Franco Miller with the spike. Crestwood put the vice grips now on the press.
And they're just about ready to put it away.
RNS is not going to go easy.
Deck.
Travel. Man, for a 20-point fourth quarter lead, this game seems a little bit tighter than the scoreboard would lead you to believe.
And that's what RNS will make you feel like. They'll make you feel like that you can never take a possession off.
Man, Shaheem Malcolm. You could just tell with the foul trouble all game long, he was just brewing something up on the bench. Miller, no good. Caleb Sully gets it into the corner. I couldn't see who that was, but it was Lyon McLean, right?
Yes, it was.
Of course it was.
If a 3-ball is going in from the corner, just assume that it is.
RNS battling. Conducted a ton of interviews with these players for some features that you'll see down the line on NorthPoleHoops.com. And to a man, I asked the Maritimers, you know, what style does a Maritime basketball player come with? Grit, never give up, battling all the way to the end. And you really see it with this squad, RNS. Sully from range. You know, a shooter just keeps shooting. And Caleb Sully from the Rock, Newfoundland, providing some long-range bombs.
And you had said, Jason, you know, what is it that makes it seem like these guys are always in it? Well, anytime you count them out, lead gets to 20, they battle back, cut it to 14, cut it to 12. So teams can never really let up. You can never really throw on a lot of your bench or try to, you know, give those guys some minutes, all at the same time at least, because these guys are going to battle back.
Pacheco with a 3-point play pushes it back up to 18. Does not feel like an 18-point lead out here. Into the corner. Oh, what are you doing, Sully? That's the Lyon McLean corner. Sully getting hot down the stretch. Cutting it down. Bodies hitting the floor. It feels like a 2-point game right now. Crestwood fighting all the way to the end as well. Crestwood with the timeout. Up 16, under 4 to go. We'll be back after a short break.
Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square, get your feet square. Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it, master it.
AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! Wow. Pick it up, Jalen.
Oh my God!
Top 10, top 10.
Two-way players are the best players. Understand that. Two-way players are the best players.
Here's Sabri Phillip, two-way jam!
Let's go, boy!
It doesn't matter from what city you're from, how tall you are, what school, what club you represent. Game speaks. There's no politics here.
NPH Scouting Service. The NPH Scouting Service is another platform for exposure with a network of over 300 coaches and scouts from some of the most recognizable brands and programs. Our scouts are constantly evaluating talent to ensure accuracy and credibility.
.356 to go here in the fourth quarter. Crestwood with a 16-point lead over top of Rothesay Netherwood. Out of New Brunswick, you got East Coast versus Toronto right here. Jacoby Neath back up top. Big time three, Kobe Antwi. That one right there hurts, pushing it up to 19. Crestwood knocking on the door of the century mark. Sully felt that one. Just hit back-to-back threes. Couldn't get that one to drop.
And again, he just needs to get his legs a little more into it. If he's in a stance before the catch, he's got a lot more chance for explosiveness, a lot more chance to, to raise with his shot. It all starts at the base.
3:18 to go. Kellen Tynes high-stepping across midcourt, drops it off. Crestwood, strong under the rim. .99-80. Crestwood Preparatory College, their first year in the National Preparatory Association. Coached by Toronto high school coaching legend Roe Russell. Shaheem Malcolm comes out with it, battling through some traffic, gets it back, finds Lion McLean into the corner. Caleb Sully, pick your poison, son. Long two. Leads at 17. Neath, little mid-range game, front rim and out. Foul called. RNS just running out of time right now. 2:23 to go, down 17. They've kept this one a game. It was really Shaheem Malcolm getting 3 fouls early in the second quarter. Really hurt them. And the end of that first half, the lead got up to 10. And it just seemed like it was a little too much. Stay tuned because get another game coming right up after this one, Elias.
Notre Dame and SJK up next. SJK from Breslau, Ontario, that Kitchener-Waterloo region. Notre Dame out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Should be an interesting one. They match up pretty well from a size perspective. A little more depth on Notre Dame, so we'll see how this one goes. That one will tip off at 4 p.m. Jason and I will be back on the call.
You gonna stick around for the 4 o'clock one?
I think I may.
Gonna try to get a little food down in the next 10 minutes. Keep coming back at you. 3 more to go today. Tomorrow is the Iron Lung Tour with 7 games. Starting up at 9 a.m. Finishing up 7:15 is our final tip tomorrow. I'll give you all a break out there and keep myself off a couple of those broadcasts. I'll be serenaded by the dulcet tones of Tarek and Elias.
Haven't been on a stream with T in a while.
Well, it's been a great opportunity, and it is continuing to be a great opportunity to call each one of these teams up here at this session. An opportunity for me to join the NPH crew for the NPA season and be able to tell all the stories in this league when it comes to player features, team features, along with play-by-play.
Awesome feature you did on Central Tech, the one we released the other day. That was a full scope. I mean, that's a story that I'm well familiar with, but I mean, for a first-time viewer, definitely put things into perspective for him.
You want to talk about perspective, Neath up top. Franco Miller having himself an afternoon in the nation's capital, welcoming the viewers to the Franco Miller Show. You'll see Central Tech in action here later this evening. It was a pleasure to be welcomed in to that historic high school up at Bathurst and Harvard in downtown Toronto to be able to tell that story. I know many in the basketball community are familiar with it, but like you mentioned, it was an opportunity for anybody who maybe didn't know the Central Tech story and where Kevin Jeffers comes from and what he's able to do for these kids. And every program across the nation that's involved with the MPA, each of them have a different story. Each of them, you know, they're all making these boys into men through the great game of basketball, but they're all doing it in a different way, and you'll see those features hitting NorthPoleHoops.com over the next couple of months as we build towards the national championship tournament at the end of February going into March. Before that, we still have the Toronto session, which is going to be hosted by this Crestwood team, and that'll be coming at you in January.
The crowd's going to be crazy for that one. Huge population of people. You know, Ontario's just over 13 million people and a large chunk of Canadian basketball fans, and the game's growing quite significantly over the years, and we're starting to see the gyms pack up more and more.
What's exciting about here, I mean, we're 4 games in. We still have 2 teams that haven't even arrived in the nation's capital as of yet. St. Laurent will be joining us tomorrow. And Beast Prep will be here as well, out of Hamilton, Ontario. Crestwood bench calling out no fouls, keep it clean down the stretch here. Shaheem Malcolm in and out.
Looks like a last shot. Shot clock and game clock matched up.
Calling off the Dogs with the Hounds on deck. Notre Dame Hounds will be taking on SJK out of Breslau next. 102-85 is your final. RNS coming out on the losing end. Their first 2 games have resulted in L's, but they're working towards something special out there on the East Coast. 10 minutes and we'll be back with our 3rd game of the day. Stay with us on NorthPoleHoops.com.